What's up, guys? Jared Welch, RacingDudes.com. I am back, and man, we are in the thick of things right now for the Kentucky Derby. If you guys have been following along, if you've been kind of looking at some of the videos, if you've been involved in some of the bets we've been doing, now is the time to get in. I wanted to take a look at, kind of recap last weekend. Louisiana Derby betting Bible was one of our best. Scratch that. It was our best betting Bible of all time. Halter and I combined for an insane ROI, but I'm going to talk about my personal ROI for the day. If you followed along with me on last Saturday, Louisiana Derby Day at Fairgrounds, you ended up with a plus 557% ROI. 557%. I wagered $130 out of the betting Bible, returned $724.50. It was just an insane day. And listen, guys, it really, you're never going to, those days are hard. You never, they always, when you have big days, it feel easy, right? Like I can do this every time. It's not that easy, as we know. But I want to go ahead and kind of go over some of the bets that I had. Follow along. You guys can see kind of the way I bet mine, structure mine. And also remind you guys that we have betting Bibles coming out really right now every week. This week, right now, there is a Florida Derby betting Bible available. That's going to cover the Florida Derby card at Gulfstream Park this Saturday, but it's also going to have Arkansas Derby and UAE Derby picks as well. And then the next weekend, we go to the Bluegrass and the Wood and all the the San Diego Derby. Like, we're in it, right? So this is the time. And then from there, we might do Lexington, then of course Kentucky Derby. And so now is the time. You get these betting Bibles absolutely for free. If you are a premium subscriber, you can get that for as low as $70. Okay. Here's the deal. Let's go back. Let's look at kind of the day. So my day started off fairly blah. Kind of had two small bets, races 4 and 5, didn't cash, but I kind of knew that going in. But we'll go into race 6. This is really the craziness started. Race 6, I just put a $10 win on the 7 in Calicoco. And listen, this is a horse that I knew was probably going to be somewhat of a speed horse or on the front end. And that was kind of my factor, and I knew the horse would be a big price. So I played a small win bet. The horse goes gate to wire, finishes at paid $660, so a little over 6-1. Returned $66 off the $10 bet. So boom, I'm in the black. That's great. Go to the next race. And this is where it gets kind of interesting, I think, because the win bet's a win bet, right? We can all do that. But race 7, I played an interesting exacta. So El De Niro is a horse that I liked in the race, but the horses I liked underneath I thought would be somewhat decent prices. And it kind of turned out to be that way. I liked the 2 on top, obviously, but I liked the 6, Sonofaship, and then the 7, Good and Stout underneath. Good and Stout didn't run great, but ran 4th and kind of just ran kind of in place a little bit down the stretch. But the 6, the two barreled away. The 2 looked awesome. It was $2, almost 5-2, I guess. Son of a Ship was 5-1, and that exacta, I played a $10 exacta there, or $5 exacta, $10 total wager, $5 exacta. The exacta in the race for $1 paid $24, $23.90, and had it 5 times. So boom, right there, there's $109.50 off of a $10 wager. So like that, I'm up over $170 in the last 2 races. And again, that wasn't a hard to get to race. It just wasn't. I obviously, these exactas are tough, but kind of wanted to show this. There's nothing really super creative about this. I liked the 2 on top. Wasn't the favorite. I liked a couple horses. The 7 was 5-1, I think, same as the 6. So I knew that if the exacta were to come home, it would pay pretty well. So that's why I played it for $5. And again, if this was you've seen me, if you follow along in the betting Bibles, you've seen me bet $50 straight exactas. It just kind of depends on the race and who I think is going to be favorited and how the odds are going to be played out. So that's always interesting, by the way, as well. So always keep that in mind when you are following the betting Bibles. We are making these picks Thursday and Friday. Obviously, we do an update on Saturday morning. But at the end of the day, it's tough to us to dictate exactly what the odds are going to be. So kind of keep that in mind when you see our bets. If a horse is really, really bad that we've bet or straight exact and the payouts just aren't great, then you may not want to bet that one. But all right, let's go to race number 8. So I'm super hot going into this. Race 8, 9, a win. That horse, I think, is still running. Again, there's an example. And then race number 9, I tried to beat. I tried to pick the 9, which was not good. The best actor just was not a good horse that day. Red Route 1. It was frustrating because I had Red Route 1 in second at almost 5-1. Really thought that horse would run well. Thought the 5 would run well, but he's probably ran third. But best actor just didn't run very well. So was wrong there. But I think that exacta would have paid well. It had it come in. But again, we're still up on the day. We're doing very, very well, and this is where the fun officially started. If you're following along, you're happy at this point, but this is where it gets wild. So we go into the last couple races, and listen, I don't play these very often. If you followed along, I think the last time I've played a pick 3, maybe last fall, maybe or late summer. I mean, it's been a while, and I'm very picky with them. I don't play the crazy pick 3s. I typically pound the pick 3s. I think I did play one in the Breeders' Cup as well that hit, but again, if you see the pick 3 here on the screen, it's just a real basic 13 over 5, 6 over 5. And what that means is I singled the 13 here in this race. I played the 5 and the 6 in the Fairgrounds Oaks. And then in the main event there, Louisiana Derby, I singled the 5. So I kind of was making my stance. I felt like in this 3-race sequence that these horses had a good chance to win. And for a $10 pick 3, it was a $20 wager. I also had a win bet on the 13. I'm very busy for Chad Brown, and this horse looked awesome. It kind of took a minute to get going there in the stretch, and then once he did, that race was over. So there you go. I have it. I hit it. Going to the next race, I've got 2 horses. I knew it 5 and the 6. The 6 ran terrible, but the 5 was awesome. So I felt pretty confident, honestly. I thought that was a 2-horse race, maybe a 1, but I kind of used the 6 as a little bit of security there, just in case. So played the 5-6 straight exacta there. Didn't hit. Not a huge deal for me. I didn't play a huge bet, but again, I played it straight because I knew with a straight wager, you're playing the 5 and the 6. The 5 was, paid 150. I think the 6 was like 2-1. So I mean, they were right there. I knew they would be bet, and so I played it. I had to play it hard and play it straight. You can't play those kind of wagers like play a 5 over 1-6 or something like that because it's just if it comes in 5-6 like you thought, it's just not going to pay, and you had to basically cut your wager in half. So I played it straight, didn't hit, but I did hit it and moved on in the pick 3. So I'm live in this one to the 5 in the last, Catching Freedom for Brad Cox in the Louisiana Derby. And if you watch this race, it wasn't pretty at first. You're like, oh no, this horse is in last and not really looking super awesome. And then, man, he kicked out and came home and on the outside just came motoring home. And the rest was history. He ran down Honor Marie and Tuscan Gold behind him. And listen, it really was a nice performance and a single that wasn't that hard to get to, really. That's what's crazy. The horse wasn't the favorite. It was, second choice in the race, but was the second choice behind Track Phantom, which I was against. And, so I sit there and I played a $3 or 3-1 horse, played a, 8-5, or 6 or 4-5 horse. And then you play, 5-2 horse, and I'm very busy. It's like, that's not sexy. That's not like, oh, wow. But the betting was keyed in. It was perfect. That pick 3 was paid $27.40 for 50 cents. Over 50-1 on that 3-race sequence. Returned $528 off the $10 wager, turning $20 into $528. Had the win bet as well, 10-33, and then I'm very busy at 20 into 48. It just went nuts, that 3-race sequence. But I wanted to make sure I kind of keyed in on this pick 3 and kind of explain, a lot of times, and again, sometimes it dictates that. Sometimes it dictates the fact that you need to go deep or there's no really likely singles. But in this situation, I mean, at the end of the day, you're either right or you're wrong, right? But I felt pretty confident that these horses would have a great chance to win and they wouldn't be completely overbet, which is why I played it the way I did. Again, I played doubles this way. I've played pick 3s this way, and it just kind of depends on the sequence. Don't force these in certain sequences. Make them kind of come to you. And so that's really what it's all about to me with these. So you may not see me play another pick 3 for a while, but man, what a day it was. $724.50 out for the $130 total wager. That puts my 2024 ROI at 106 plus 106%. It's crazy. My overall is now at 14%, but this year has just been really good. Every single betting Bible other than one, I've absolutely killed. Again, my picks will be available this weekend at Gulfstream Park. And you can go get it at racingdudes.com. Just click on the handicap products page, click the get the premium picks. You click that button, you'll go get the betting Bible, and you'll see my picks as well as Halterman, who's been very, very good this year as well. I believe Halterman is sitting at a 34% ROI. Plus 34% ROI is what Halterman's sitting at this year. I'm at 106. We have been killing it. We tell you exactly what we're betting every single race. We bet very differently, so depending on your style, you can follow along with us throughout the day. Go get the betting Bible at racingdudes.com, and let's hope we have another big weekend like we did last weekend. See you guys.